everybody, before I put this card together, I want to show you the Blue Skies collection because I think I would be doing you a disservice to not show you the whole collection because these papers are just so beautiful. So for today's card, I'm making a masculine card. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to be using these this one paper, because the front and back really lend itself well to a masculine card, and I'm going to be using this new Pinwheel thin cut, so I'll be showing you how that works. But I want to be sure to show you the rest of these papers because they are just gorgeous. So I have them all fanned out, showing you the front and the back of each one already because they're all two-sided. So this one, you've got these fun balloons and hot air balloons, and then the other side is this gorgeous rainbow. I mean, this paper pack just could not be happier, and that is just what we need right now, right? We've got some pink plaid, and then look at how beautiful those flowers are. And then you've got sort of a grid pattern right there. So you get 2 of each of these in the paper pack. It's a large paper pack. So this is a nice navy with that pattern on there. And then the top corner says Dreams Live Here. And then here is the other side of that with this fun pattern. This is candy, or green apple is the color. And then this one is sort of like a sun pattern. And then the other side has all of these words in bright colors. You can see I already cut into this one. And then also they all have really great zip strips, which I think I'll be using as well. Now this is my very favorite. I mean, that floral is just amazing. But this geometric pattern is awesome as well. And then the zip strip has the hearts on it. So really, really awesome colors, bright, fun colors for spring and summer. And then this is the sticker sheet that comes with it. So these are all really heavyweight cardstock stickers, great for scrapbooking or card making. So there's that. I'm going to be showing you this as well in my card, but I also had to show you the coordinating cardstock that's available. So the cardstock pack comes with 2 of each of these colors. But can you catch that UV coating? It's like an raised, embossed, shiny coating on them. So that's on one side of all of the colors of cardstock. So you get all of the cardstock that coordinates with the paper pack in the cardstock pack. And then if you don't want the UV coating, you can just simply use the other side, which is a slightly lighter version of the opposite side, but it doesn't have the coating on it. So really versatile. And then there are also 2 coordinating stamp sets. The Blue Skies stamp set has these cute rainbows, lots of fun sayings. And then this one also has coordinating dies. There are tons of dies. You can cut out just about every stamp in there. So look at all of those dies. And I actually cut out a bunch of them one day. Whoops, that one's not from there. I cut out a bunch of them one day, just stamped a bunch and just cut out a bunch of the stamped images, and so they cut out just beautifully. And look at how pretty this flower is with the layering, really fun. The sun just cuts out so perfectly. So you've got the leaves that you can tuck behind the flowers and little pennants and clouds. So really, really fun set. I thought, well, I'll just die cut a bunch of these, and then I can turn them into cards. So that will be for a future video, but let's go ahead and get started on this video for today, and I hope you enjoy. So I'm starting out by cutting off the zip strips of a couple of the sheets of paper because I wanted to have some strips of paper on my card, and I used the ones that had a more masculine feel. I already cut the pinwheel off screen as well, so here I'm just kind of futzing with it and trying to decide which direction I want it on and which paper I want to be my background. So I decided that I wanted to use the green apple cardstock that has that UV coating, and I cut that as my card base. So I cut it at 4¼ inches wide and 11 inches long, and then folded it in half to be an A2 size card. And this green is light enough that on the inside you can still write on it and it's still readable. So that's why I went with this lighter color. And it also went well with the colors that the pinwheel is. I liked that green background and then that green that's kind of curling over from the back of the pinwheel. The nice thing about these pinwheels is that with the two-sided paper, you can decide which way you want to fold it. Once you cut it, it doesn't go just one way. You can do it either way. So you can decide after you cut it which pattern you want on the inside of the pinwheel and which one you want to be showing from folding it around from the back. So I'm showing you kind of where those strips are going to go, and then I cut out the handle for my pinwheel, and I wanted to add a little shading, so I just added a little bit of light gray on there to give it just a little bit of color and make it pop a little bit. I used a very, very light gray Copic marker, and then I also used the colorless blender to just kind of even that out and still keep it very light. Now, I did not have any brads, if you can believe it. I've got some on the way, but I had so many, and I never used them, back in the day when they were popular, and I got rid of all of them when I moved over the summer. And so wouldn't you know, they've made a comeback. So you don't need them to put together this pinwheel. I used small glue dots to adhere, but it does add just a little bit of bulk in the middle, probably actually not a whole lot more than a brad would. But at the end, we're going to cover that. And so it's another opportunity to add a different type of embellishment or gem, or I'm using a dot to embellish the center of that pinwheel. Now I'm playing with how I want to cut the ends of the strips and just getting those perfectly figured out and the right length. And then I'm going to adhere those right there over the handle of the pinwheel. The nice thing about this pinwheel is that it's so big, it really is the focal point of the card, that you don't have to do a whole lot more to the card. It's just such a wow factor on its own. So I'm going to add my greeting, and I was playing with the May stamp of the month because there are all of these beautiful greetings on it, but some of them were a little bit too scripty to use in a masculine card. There are some more typewriter type fonts and sayings like this hooray that I'm going to be stamping, but they weren't big enough to use as the main image. So I ended up pulling out this happy birthday from a different set, which I will link all of these supplies below if you're interested. But I stamped the happy birthday and then made it its own kind of tag. I used this birthday stamp set quite a bit. It's got some good images, and I really like that happy birthday stamp. It's a good size. So I'm going to trim that down with my little Fiskars guillotine trimmer. And this little trimmer is so handy to just grab and have on your desk. And then I'm going to give that a little dovetail and put that over on the side as well. I stamped that in sapphire ink. And then I am going to stamp that hooray that I talked about. I decided to kind of stamp it out from the pinwheel to kind of give movement to the pinwheel. I thought it kind of looked fun and made it look like it was spinning. And so I'm going to then adhere everything down. Got to make sure that pinwheel is positioned right with those words on there now. I used a glue dot to adhere that as well, a larger glue dot. You want to be careful if you're going to be sending this in the mail, you don't want it to get smushed. So it's not the best card to be sending in the mail. I did send it in the mail, but I sent it in a bubble envelope, and I'm sure it got a little bit smushed, but that's okay. But it's probably a better card to hand deliver. although I'm sure your recipient will forgive you and still think that it's really cool. I used one of those stars that's from the May stamp of the month to add a little star and a little pop of yellow on that card as well. And that's going to be the finished card. Super fun and whimsical, and it can be masculine or not masculine. So if you're interested in any of these products, I've got them linked below. If you enjoyed this, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel and be sure to hit that notification bell to be notified when I post new videos. Thanks a lot, and I hope that you have a great day.